Good morning. Happy Saturday. Long weekend Saturday. I don't know why I sang it like that. Yeah, I guess we'll see. I'm not sure if there'll be anybody hanging out because it's the long weekend and you probably want to get out and do stuff. The limited stuff we can do. If you're joining us for coffee this morning, or in my case, some peppermint tea, please say hello in the comments and let's have a quick check-in, quick coffee break, and then we will carry on with our Saturday long weekend duties, like the pile of dishes that is waiting for me. That's been waiting for me all night long. Good morning, Cheryl. How are you today, girl? Yeah. What's new? What's going on? What's happening in your world? This tea is like crazy hot. I saw this thing where it was like, if you blow on your wine, people will think your coffee's hot. But yeah, not even, because it's just like so hot tea. I'm going to give people another 30 seconds. That's what I know. Like, that's it. All the things. Okay. Well, feel free to say hi in the comments or have some conversation with us. Now you're going to think I do have wine in my coffee cup. As you're joining us this morning on this long weekend. Happy Saturday morning to you. Welcome to Virtual Coffee Club. We do this Monday to Saturday at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time every day, just to keep our community going, just to keep connection going, hopefully to give you a laugh, make you feel connected and a little less or a little more sane than I think we do on a regular basis. Could we just for a moment revel in how amazing our Fun Friday guest was this week, Dawn Wood. If you missed yesterday, I highly recommend you going back to Friday's video and listening to the conversation I had with this broadcasting legend. Now, I knew that he had been in the industry a long time, and I knew that, he had a pretty thick good thing going in Calgary, but I did not know the extent of his career until yesterday and had no idea that he started really at the age of 12 up in Whitehorse. He was so great. And friends, he has agreed to do a whole series with me. I think we're going to do a podcast series and capture some of those stories and those memories and his experiences of 54 years of broadcasting in Calgary, or in Canada, really. But I mean, most of them were Calgary. And so I have this, I want to do a series with him and capture the stories. I want to do one with Daryl Jans and capture all his stories. And then I want to just reach out. So because our coffee club spans such a wide variety across Canada and the US, I want you to think of, for people around the world, to think of who was that broadcasting legend in your neck of the woods. And I want to do a series where I talk to broadcasting legends from all over. I think would be so cool. Would that not be cool? Just to hear the things, like, from an industry that's been, media has been this iconic industry since it began. And it's elusive and it's different and the stories are so crazy. Yeah, Cheryl, Don was so amazing. He was so funny after, when we went off live. He was just like, oh, I'm just so embarrassed. Like, I just did not expect that at all. And he is the most humble person. So that's the interesting thing, because I think in any time I've ever spent, because I've spent a lot more time and know Daryl a lot better than I do Don, but both of them they're freaking legends, and they are the most humble, most giving, most beautiful people you will meet. Like either two of those men would give you the shirt off their back if you needed it, kind of thing. And it's just, I don't know. I find it fascinating that, and maybe they had their moments in the sun. Maybe that would be an interesting story to kind of tell. Because I mean, not everybody is perfect and whatever. Don't get me wrong here. Good morning, Melodyne. But, you know, they might have had egotistical moments when they were probably in the midst of their heyday. Okay. But just think of, like, there's so many other people in ego-driven industries. And I think it's fair to say that, because it takes an amount of ego in a healthy way to be able to do the things that they do. And being in that industry, I can say that for myself. Like, I've always tried to keep a healthy amount, but you have to have a bit of an amount to put yourself out there in this fashion. So what I find is that there's so many people in an ego-driven industry that went so much the other way, yet there's these nuggets of legends who just stayed humble through it all. I mean, really. I don't know. Maybe that's the norm. That's why I would love to hear from you on who your broadcasting legend was from your neck of the woods. And if they are still with us, I am hoping to track them down and have a conversation with them. I think it would be so cool. So we got to add your legends to this list so that we can talk to more people who have done really cool things. Now, it's interesting because I think this list that we created together with these names that I've been tossing around are people who became famous-ish. Like they're celebrity level people. They're Olympians, they're broadcasting legends, they're country music stars, they're pop stars. Like they have an essence of celebrity status to them. What I think would also be really cool is to find the rock stars in your community. And maybe it's you and you don't want to admit it, but I would love to find some other rock stars of your area and have them on. They don't have to be celebrity status. They could be the person who owns the bakery downtown, and they're just the kindest, most wonderful, community-minded people. Who is that gem of your community? Because I think it would be really cool to have them as a Fun Friday guest. Don't you? I think it would be so cool. These are the things I think about when I'm not here talking to you. Never stops. This brain never stops. That's what I've been thinking about since Don was on yesterday. But it was so fun to connect with him and have some fun with him this week. And we'll continue to have some more fun and bring some more fun guests on. Friends, next week on Wednesday. So Coffee Club won't be on Monday. We're going to take the holiday Monday and just chillax. But, you know, we'll be back with Taco Tuesday. And then Wednesday, WTF Wednesday next week, I think is going to be a little bit off the rails in a really fun way. And I think there'll be some language involved because this person, as a comedian, uses some colorful language in her work. But I think more than that, like if you're just like, you know what, I don't like this swearing part, because some people don't like the language or don't want to have it on in the house. But she is going to be a freaking rock star, like a rock star. Her name is Lisa Baker, and she's known as the Newfie Princess. That's one of her hashtags. She has gone pretty viral, I would say, on TikTok. That's where I came across her content. And then my team reached out and booked her for WTF Wednesday next week. So I'm a little bit feeling fangirly for this, and I'm really excited for her to be on the show. And I think she probably, outside of just being funny and just going to make us laugh our asses off, I think that she is going to, is going to share a cool story, is what I'm trying to say. Saturday morning train of thoughts. It slows right down. Good morning, friends. I don't know which Danny this is today, but regardless, hello to you, and I hope you are well. Thank you for hanging out on this Saturday morning. So that's my thoughts. What are you up to for the long weekend? What's going on? What's happening in your world? Now, I learned, because we've got a contingent from Ontario, and I've got some really cool business partners in Ontario that's with their versions of their restrictions. Like, they might actually be in lockdown mode, whereas I think in Alberta, we're highly restricted. I don't know if we're really in a lockdown, in my opinion, in comparison to, because my friend that I was talking to, Tracy in Ontario, had said that they had went out camping last weekend and learned when they came back that they could have been fined up to $800 for camping. So she would not be camping on this long weekend because it's illegal to go camping or something in Ontario. So I don't know if you need a mind shift for wherever you are today, but I feel like that's the place I don't want to be. That seems a bit extreme to me. Going camping with your family on the long weekend would probably be exactly what your mental health would need. For those of you in Alberta who are watching, if you are headed out camping this weekend, I know my son went camping with his dad, and we packed him snow boots, snow pants, a winter coat, because wherever they were going, they had to have shovels to shovel the snow around their campsite. No thanks. No thanks. I am going to do a little glamping this weekend. That's what I am going to do. Darlene, good morning. The chat with Don Wood was so fun. Have a nice weekend. Don't forget to take in the porch parade today and tomorrow in High River. Yes, the porch parade was in my neighborhood last night. So because we normally, just to give you a heads up in case you're looking for an idea for your community, and that's also what I love the sharing, is that maybe this would be something that works in your community if you haven't tried it. So normally in the community of High River, on the May long weekend, we do what's called the Little Britches Parade. So we normally hold a kids rodeo this weekend, and then we have the Little Britches Parade. And it brings in, just like our Santa Claus parade, we get thousands of people that come to our community to watch this parade, and it is so fun. And what's nice about this one for us is, because where it falls in May, all of the big bands, like the show bands, like the Calgary Stampede show band and the show riders and all of that, because they're getting ready and they're practicing for the Calgary Stampede normally, they would use our parade as one of their kind of dress rehearsals. So we get the coolest amount of things for this parade every year. But obviously, we couldn't have thousands of people outside gathering once again this year. So the crew who put on this parade, which is completely volunteer, community driven, there is, of course, some help on some of the planning from people from the municipality that are paid to do their jobs for that. But this parade and everything around it is driven strictly by community volunteers, which I think is sensational. So they did this last year. They decided to do it this year because they couldn't have that big parade. They broke it up into 3 quadrants of communities, because High Rivers is kind of spread out. So they did the northwest side last night. I don't know which quadrant is which, so I apologize, friends, for today and tomorrow. But they break it up so that you can go out on your porch or sit on your lawn in your lawn chair, and they put a little mini version of the parade through your neighborhood. And we had a Ghostbusters car and all of our emergency services, and we have an old, gosh, I don't even know what year, but we have an old refurbished fire truck from days gone by, and everything. And it's so fun. And so they do these little mini porch parades. Brilliant. Brilliant. So maybe that's something you would want to organize or suggest for your community. Kim's here with us this morning. Good morning, Kim. So yeah, it's kind of cool. So that's happening this weekend. What's happening in your neck of the woods? Are you doing anything? I think it's going to be miserable weather for most of Alberta for the weekend, hence my desire to do glamping. But I think that there's still cool things you might do. Maybe there's some other movies or TV series that you want to catch up on that you haven't. Helen, good morning. So they just released, like I'm going to have to renew my Crave subscription temporarily because they've put out the next season of A Handmaid's Tale. Now, in current condition, I find The Handmaid's Tale a little bit more scary and daunting than I normally would because it's sort of, there's some pieces of that like literally hit home, don't you think? Or am I totally out to lunch here? Anyway, what's fun is that you can catch up on some of these shows. So anyway, I would love to see the next season of A Handmaid's Tale. I really enjoyed the other, I don't know, I want to say, was it 3 seasons? I don't even know. And I loved the book. Canadian author. Margaret, I can't even say that. Margaret Atwood. So what about you? Are you into a series? Are you watching a show? Is there any good movies anymore? I just don't know. I feel like for me, what was nice is my schedule was always so crazy before that most of the movies of the world I hadn't seen. So there's always something to watch. But for those of you who are real movie buffs, with the small amounts that are being even put out anymore, I'm curious how that goes for you. Kind of crazy. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this Saturday morning. Feel free to share yours, whether you're watching a movie series or something that you want to share that people should do, something cool happening in your community this weekend, if you're at all allowed that. If you're looking for ideas of what you could do stuck in the house, share some of those. We're here to connect with each other, my friends. We're here to connect. I'm going to bid you adieu on this Saturday morning. Again, we will be back Tuesday at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time for a little Taco Tuesday. Have an amazing rest of your weekend. Please, if you're catching this video later, put #replay and join the conversation. We would love to hear from you also. And again, think of those news legends or community gems from your neck of the woods and pop their name in the comments, and let's have them as future Fun Friday guests. So there you go. Ooh, Daryl, good morning, friends. I haven't heard from you in a long time. From Rockport, Missouri. Wow. Just on my way back from, how do you say that? Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Wow, it was hot. So see, it's almost like you got your Mexican vacation, friend. Could we hit the like button for the truckers of our world? They are doing some crazy stuff right now. It's good to see you, friend. Thank you for saying hello. All right, friends, have an amazing rest of your Saturday. I will see you back here 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on Tuesday morning. Have a great long weekend and